In this video, I will talk about another communist prison. For some time in Western Europe and the US, the socialist current, the Socialist-Communist and the Atheist-Communist current have begun to take shape. Forgotten slogans were reborn, such as social equality for all, such as all men are born equal, about religious intolerance, religion is the opium of the people, such as the demolition of churches and killing of the priests will bring global peace. There are slogans that have power to attract interest and attention. The rich consume 17% and the poor the remaining. Come, let's end religion and all the story with those rabbis, priests and imams. All these ideas of social, communist and atheist origin are found to be inapplicable in practice. All those ideas originate from the assumption that the utopia will be installed once that idea will be accepted by everyone. That everyone will be convinced by logic and reason that for the common good they must give up the social hierarchy, religion, nationality, identity, and to share their goods and ideas for the mutual benefit. The problem occurs when one man refuses to give up his identity and his spirituality. At that moment, the whole utopian system is shaking from the foundation. At that moment, the system is forced for the common good to eliminate this rebel element. The rebel element who after all made no antisocial gesture other than to say no thank you. Just a simple man, a peasant, a priest, an intellectual, he will become overnight an enemy of the people. An enemy, in reality, of an utopian idea, an idea inapplicable in practice. Along with him, most of his family and friends will also disappear. In a communist system, people of different categories, peasant, priests, officers and intellectuals were imprisoned for the simple fact that they represented a danger. There have been cases of people imprisoned for such simple reason as they have written a poem, or they have kept a journal, or they have criticized the government. In the previous video, I visited the prison Aiud in Romania and we saw the bones of those killed. In this video, we will visit another prison and we will focus on the condition of detention. Jilava was one of the 18 military forts constructed in the period 1860-1870 around Bucharest in order to defend the Romanian capital from a possible attack from the Ottoman Empire. Those forts became unimportant because of a new generation of weapons. Fort 13, also known as Jilava, was transformed into a military prison and will remain with this status between the years 1907-1948. After 1944, Jilava became a prison where political prisoners were sent, and in 1948 this prison became subordinate to the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Jilava prison is one of the prisons where political prisoners were kept and has been preserved quite well. Here we can study the condition of detention in a communist prison. Those are very important because when we think of a prison, we tend to imagine some decent conditions such as light, electricity, hot and cold water, bathroom, healthcare. The situation was different in a communist prison. The prison is partially underground, a photo taken from the ground level. As everyone can see, in this prison there is no heating system, no radio, television, or any condition for hygiene. The beds were those you can see, and the inmates use a bucket as a toilet, a bucket which was taken once every few days. The chains for hands and feet are the ones in the image. Here a friend is testing the shackles. Obviously they will cause wounds and suffering. In many of the communist prisons, the extreme conditions led to serious illness, even to the death of the inmates. This was a silent extermination which was also practiced at Jilava in 1950s. Somewhere behind the prison, this is the road the convicted to death would be taking, towards what the locals call the Valley of the Peach Trees, Valea Piersicilor. After the suspect have been arrested, a mock trial will follow, and eventually he will be sent to prison with the goal of physical extermination. Thus, the communist system had an excuse. It had not executed all his convicts. Some, they have simply died due to various motives. What the young atheists, socialists and communists of the Western civilization must understand is there is a huge difference between theory and practice. I mean, it's cool to imagine a world without social differences, without religion, without nationality. It's cool, okay? It's cool. Let's stick to that, please.